Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. It's been 1 year since Japan nationalized privately owned islands in the East China Sea that set off sweeping protests that sometimes turned violent across China. And during the height of anger, protesters smashed Japanese branded cars and boycotted Japanese products. A few months later, sales hit bottom and started to rise, but still have yet to fully bounce back. Ties between the world's second and third largest economies have been shadowed for years by what Beijing says has been Tokyo's refusal to properly atone for wartime atrocities committed by Japanese soldiers in China between 1931 and 1945. Strained relations were very much reflected in China's reaction to Tokyo's successful bid to host the 2020 Olympics. China grudgingly congratulated Japan on Monday on its winning bid after the government had initially refused to offer any praise over the supposedly non-political event. The islands at the center of the dispute lie just north of Taiwan and are called Senkaku in Japan and Diaoyu in China. The sea surrounding the uninhabited islands is thought to contain large quantities of gas, giving the players more reason to stick to their guns, metaphorically and literally. The standoff, which shows no sign of abating, has deeply damaged diplomatic relations between the two Asian powers and heightened concerns of a possible military clash. Japan has boosted security around the disputed islands amid protests from China, which has also been stepping up patrols of its own. Both countries have regularly sent Coast Guard vessels and aircraft to the area to assert their claims, with reports of signal jamming and weapons radar being locked onto targets. Japan lodged a protest after 8 Chinese vessels on Tuesday briefly entered waters Tokyo claims near the islands. Analysts and industry executives say Japanese automakers have lost ground in the interior and western part of the country, where the battle for China's drivers has shifted as the coastal regions have matured. Rivals such as Volkswagen, General Motors, and Ford have been faster to offer lower-cost models that appeal to Chinese drivers with smaller wallets, but who still demand a quality product. Sales for Toyota, Honda, and Nissan have mostly recovered, but it's been a difficult past 12 months for the automakers to convince Chinese to buy their cars. Among other enticements, they've offered programs that would pay for any damage to cars resulting from anti-Japanese violence. A manager at a Nissan dealership in Xi'an said sales in the first 7 months of this year were down about 20% compared with the same period last year. Nissan said sales nationwide in the first 7 months of this year are down about 7%. China's official customs statistics suggest that the volume of China-Japan trade has dropped 8.5% year-on-year in the first 8 months of this year. Japanese enterprises, however, remain optimistic about the Chinese market, with more firms turning toward the service sector and away from traditional manufacturing. You're watching Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network. All of our stories can be seen on our website, BONTV/biz-wire. In just a second, we'll continue with more insight into the big picture of China's economy.